Hello everybody, and today I am going to be doing a video that I've been wanting to do for a while now, and it is how to make a perfect temple. I haven't done Flash in a while, so I might be a little slow at this, and I still need to do this hard naps, furls, whatever, if people would enjoy seeing that. But this is how to be making a perfect temple in Bloons Tower Defense Battles and Bloons Tower Defense 5. I will note this is a Flash version, but they should actually transfer over for this, but don't quote me on that. So, as most people probably know the standard quote perfect temple, but that's not really perfect, and there is ways to go above and beyond what is considered perfect in small ways that don't necessarily affect popping power, but improve the temple's qualities nonetheless. And a perfect battles temple just isn't possible, so there is optimal temples for that as well. So this is a standard vanilla temple with nothing sacrificed in it, and as you can see, we'll just send some Moabs at it, just a couple of them. As you can see, it doesn't really clear them out that fast. I mean, it pops them, it does, but I mean, as you can see, look, if we like maybe space them out, they kind of get further and further and further, which is kind of the issue with it. That's why we sacrifice stuff in our temples, so this doesn't happen. So that is the standard vanilla temple. So let's start with the standard stuff that can go in a temple. So the first thing is there is bomb sacrifices that can be supplemented by a mortar or a cannon. That was bad. I ruined the whole thing. By a mortar or a cannon. And the issue with these is, well, if you put them in there, you know, this is, and also I do have Monkey Tycoon on just for sellback purposes. You need $30,000 of each sacrifice for it to be the full sacrifice. And an example, this is what the battles prices would be at. So if you do this, that's $59.50. So right here we're like $250 short with 5 of them. So if we have 540 and 141, that's the technical 30,000. So this is 30,000 in bomb sacrifices. Let's see how all this does against Moabs. It does a lot better. As you can see, let's send a ton of group BFBs, like a lot of them there. And as you can see, it's lagging our game a lot, but it does a lot better. Oh, I did something bad. I shouldn't have done that. We will be back shortly. Alright, we are back to where we were because I decided, let's decide to push fate, and I have a bad computer, alright. It's not very good. So that was the bomb sacrifices. It does a lot more. Yep. We had that figured out. The next would be wizard sacrifices, which I think you just need these guys, which, yeah, that goes up to 10,000. You just need 3 of these. Now, mind you, if you do put these under the village, it will decrease the cost of them, and it needs to cost 30,000. And let's send Moabs against them. As you can see, it does a little bit better than the previous ones, but it just gives it the tornado effect, so, I mean, it doesn't do that much. And also, I don't think glue and ice do that much either, but I will still note them. And 30,000 of ice. Let's see, how much is that? That's 13,000, so this would be 26. That's good enough. I think that's 30,000, and we will send our Moabs. Trusty Moabs. This one does better than the wizard, it seems. Yeah, they're not getting as far, even spaced out. So yeah, the ice does seem to maybe give it a damage increase. And what about the glue gunner? You just need 2 of these guys right there. Let's see. I don't know. It seems to do about the same, honestly. But I mean, this is all judging for mental things, but as you can see, the difference in the effect, it does change it, however. Now, the next one, this is what affects the beam. This is what I like to call the other sacrifice. It can be anything of the sacrifices that are non-listed, with a couple exceptions. And we'll just get up some Glaive Lords, 30,000 of these, because it doesn't really matter what it is. And as you can see, we are now shooting these tacks that we were not before, and it does make the beam more powerful. So this is a worthwhile one to be getting. It actually might be the second most valuable, actually. And so those are all the main sacrifices. Let's see what happens when we put all of them together. There we go. Why am I putting cannons down again? Do and 3, S and S. Generally for convenience for the other, you just get another Robo Monkey, except like in battles, because money is an issue in battles, but not really in BTD5. Just so I'm gonna point that out there. We will be getting our 3 ice up shortly. What else? Am I forgetting anything? I don't think I am. And as you can see, we'll send like 5 ZOMGs, I think I sent. That is 5 of them, I think. But as you can see, it demolishes them rather easily. I think I sent 5 once again. Yep. And that's the power of a max temple, which shows the difference between the others. Which that is the highest technical power temple you can get, in theory. Now, I will show you the example of what I mean. If you remember the vanilla test from earlier, also it shoots darts, by the way, at times if you don't have certain things in it, as opposed to the tacks, because I think it's the 30,000. So we are now shooting darts as opposed to tacks, which is cool. But as you can see, it is doing more because of it's shooting 15% faster. So around that bend, it gets destroyed, like right there. And as you can see how much further it gets now, because if a temple absorbs the Jungle Drums upgrade, it will get a 15% faster upgrading. It will shoot 15% faster. But the issue with this is, I'll show you what I mean again. We'll have it upgrade it. And remember about that bend, if we put a Jungle Drums under it with our baseline test, it does not get any faster, because it already is the 15% increase, and it cannot get it again because it does not stack. And I am trying to keep the temple placement roughly the same. So that is another thing you can do with temples. You can absorb the Jungle Drums into them, but you also have to be careful that you put it down last, because there's a certain range, or it will lower the money of the towers around the village, and it needs to be 30,000 spent, not original cost being 30,000. So making a max temple will be harder on easy mode and easier on hard mode, if that makes any sense for space. So that's another thing. That's something that some people did not know. Or if you get, and this is strictly for BTD5 and possibly BMC, $30,000 worth of the Monkey Town upgrade, you will be getting the Monkey Town effect on the temple shots. But you really cannot see this in sandbox mode, but just know that it does exist and it is here. And it does not really affect the damage in any way, shape, or form, but that is just something to note. We're going to speed up the process here. Yep, speeding up the process, don't mind me. Alright. And the other thing that we'll mention, you will be getting the same effect if you put in $30,000 worth of farms in any way, shape, or form. and this is like a lot more than 30,000 of farms, by the way, you will be getting the Monkey Town effect as well. And that does count towards other apparently as well, so if you would enjoy to do that, you can. So those are just the ways that temples can be made. And if you have any other questions or concerns, comments below, you can put that in the comments below. And also you can mix, match, ice, glue, all of them together, or you can just use whatever ones. Now, the most optimal temple, in my opinion, just if you're not really going for a record or anything, it would be this right here. Just nothing really fancy, just 30,000 in canon and 30,000 in other, because as you can see, it will destroy just about everything just fine. And I mean, it's not perfect by any means, get it, perfect temple, but that's the most optimal one in my opinion. So yeah, any questions, concerns, put them in the comment section below, and I will see you guys